Great. Real quick, not real quick, but what are you doing right now? I know that you're in the process, but what are you doing right now to help others get this message across? Books,
In all honesty,
workshop?
it's nice people like you that allow me to come onto their podcast. As I mentioned, I spend a week at the hospital during my treatment weeks. I don't
Hmm.
do anything. I'm too sick, but then I have 2 weeks off. And during those 2 weeks off, I go on podcasts. And I've been fortunate to be on well over 600 podcasts with people all over the world talking about this kind of thing and getting people to look at things maybe a little different way. And that's what I feel my purpose is. I remember when I had the tumors in my lungs and I had my leg amputated. And about 8 months later, my doctor showed me my CAT scan from that time. I have no medical background. I don't know how to read a CAT
Yeah.
scan, but I kind of was, gee, that doesn't look like it should be there and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I looked, I had these big tumors in my lungs. I had fluid all around the pleural spaces in my lungs. And I looked at my doctor and I said, how was I alive? And he shook his head and smiled and he said, I have no idea because you certainly shouldn't have been. Which said to me that I've always been a very person of strong faith, that God's not done with me. When I
Understood.
die, how I die, when I die, way above my pay grade. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about dying. I spend more time worrying about what I can give back to people. And the way I try to explain this is this. We seem to feel that we're born empty. And that when we get out of high school or college or the army or whatever we end up doing, then when we start to get into life, that our purpose is to fill ourselves up. We're born empty. We got to fill ourselves up. We got to get a great job. We got to make a lot of money. We got to drive a nice car. We got to have a nice house. And we fill ourselves up. And Glenn, what I've come to understand is that it's just the opposite, that we're born full and our job is to empty ourselves out for the betterment of ourselves, our family, our friends, our
Wow.
community, our world.
Wow.
And if you look at it that way, life is not nearly as hard. It's what do you have inside of you that you can give to other people? And that's what I'm trying to do with whatever time I have left.
I say wow, because that might be one of the most impactful things you said to me today personally, because what you're saying is in different ways, in a business sense, that 80% that I'm doing that doesn't lead to anything, empty that away. Empty that away and look how much better your life would be at 20%. When I'm trying to motivate or lead people, that 20% will do it more than that 100%. So why do you get stressed out over that? That's very powerful.